Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube and we are going to be breaking down the Graveborn faction with the top 5 heroes that we're seeing within this faction. Starting with number 1, guys, is the Awakened version of Bayen. Now again, staying with the Awakened heroes, guys, they do require a very considerable build out. He is a 309 E67, so a plus 30 signature item, which is absolutely required. When the total healing he receives reaches 20 and 40, he gains permanent attack buffs of 20 and 40% respectively. That is a monster buff that this hero is getting, guys. Looking at the 9 of 9 furniture, the energy imprisoned enemies lose as a result of Vine Lash is absorbed by Bayen, which means, guys, that he is going to convert damage equal into healing over time, which is really cool. Then, of course, the engraving, guys, we are looking at the 67. Right here, I have them at the 60. The 67 includes adding 5 more pieces into the attack, which is the very bottom one, guys. So doing 5 more in there, and then adding in the physical pierce and the insight. So right there, we have some physical pierce. Right there, we have the insight. So 5 down here, 6 and 7, taking him to a total optimal build out of a 67. Now, some of these guys, I'm going to have to put some more resources in to build them out, but 309, 67, absolutely a solid build for Bayen. Today's video is sponsored by VIKINGARD Sea of Adventure. It's a free to download mobile collection simulating RPG for iOS and Android systems. Explore the time of Vikings and the Viking tribes. When we get into this game, guys, there is a ton of this, including kind of the base builder aspect, which includes the farm. You can build out the mine. You can build out a challenger. You have a ton of heroes in here, a ton of mythical monsters, including dragons, and of course, the Kraken in here, guys. There is a massive sea monster, as you can see here. Very cool to go through here, but looking at our heroes, we have a SSS heroes, A heroes, B heroes. You can see right here in hero that we do have, again, the breakdown of the RPG aspect with being able to level up these heroes, but also being able to build and develop weapons on them, really fine tune and stress their aptitude, and then of course, level up their fragments that are going to actually give the ability to build up other parts or work in conjunction with different heroes within this game. Looking at the Longhouse, you can go through and do random visits to somebody in here. Now you can actually spawn heirs out of these. Heirs, of course, you can raise into other heroes itself. Now Volva's house is another part that I just unlocked, which contains runes. So looking at these runes are actually going to give us a lot of additional buffs that we have within this game. In addition, guys, as we prep for Halloween, we do have a pumpkin rider skin. We have a pumpkin mage pet that is going to be introduced, a pumpkin kitty, and a brand new hero class, which is going to be the Vampire Lord. So very, very interesting to see all of the new classes. Download VIKINGARD Sea of Adventure for free using the links down below. Second one we look at, and really a big priority in AFK Arena, is Ivan. Now, if you have not built out Ivan, guys, he is a huge priority, coming in at number 2 on our list. 309, so getting that plus 30 signature item. This, of course, is going to give you an energy regeneration aspect. Building out his 9 of 9 furniture, damage received by the puppet is reduced by 50%. That means when it comes to the Awakened version of Belinda or whoever he is buffing, there's going to be a massive damage reduction because, of course, with him being out of the picture while he is manipulating a target, you're going to have more focus on them, meaning this damage reduction is going to be huge. Now, for the engraving, most players do a 38. That is right. I have him at a 30 right here. But 38 focuses on the attack aspect, which I believe is right in this middle one. So the attack, of course, is what corresponds when he buffs up. So getting that attack built up, and then also building out the haste nodes that are in here. Right there is a haste node, and there is a secondary haste node. Bringing him to a 38 is really the build that you want to do on Ivan. Again, effectiveness of him is incredibly, incredibly strong within this game. He's super important as a support hero and one of the top priorities to build in AFK Arena, which is the reason he comes in at number 2. Number 3, we get into the old school, guys. That is right. We are looking at Grez. Grez still has an insane amount of utility through a ton of different game modes. He does require a 309 build, so the plus 30 signature item. Plus 20 will work, but the plus 30 signature item is really, again, kind of the min max in there, because with the plus 30, he will bring up skeletons actually a little bit faster, which is the reason why players do maximize the damage with him. Then, of course, the 9 of 9 is required because this is what brings them up with a shield. Now, in the engraving, guys, we have him at a 61. That is where you want to build him because you're adding a little bit more haste to him. So 30961 is where we are building him with just a little touch of a little bonus haste in there to get those skeletons up just a little faster. But that is the reason why he is coming in at number 3. Now, number 4, we are still looking at Silas again for a lot of utility within this heroes, guys. Of course, the plus 30 signature item on him, an absolute requirement. This is what gives you the 20% attack rating boost, which is huge. With this hero, guys, not only do they have healing, they have immunity. He is also a pretty solid buffer as a support hero. Now, within the end, 9 of 9 furniture, of course, required in here as well. With this injected fury, it can be utilized by ranged allies whenever it is going to be used, guys. You have to have the 9 of 9 on there. For the engraving, most players take him to a 21, which focuses on the attack and the magical pierce. You can take him a little bit higher. I actually took him to a 30 to actually get a little bit more healing. Some players do the 60 to get this damage reduction, but overall, I think at this point, guys, not going to be a requirement or not going to be super effective. So even building him at the 21, really building out the magical pierce, building out the haste, and building out the attack that this hero does possess will make a big difference, is why he comes in at number 4. And then, of course, the final one, guys, is the original version of Oden, or the only version of Oden. He is still a hero that is used in a lot of different game modes. We see a lot of utility with him. He is another one, though. The 309, guys, absolutely has to be built if you want to maximize the damage that he possesses. Plus 30 signature item, 100% absolutely required in him. Same with this 9 of 9 furniture, guys. This is an automatic kind of crushing the enemy with the highest current energy. Super effective within a lot of different game modes. And for the engraving, guys, I would take him to a 60 because this skill is very big. Again, when you're min-maxing, you could even go past a little bit of the 60, even taking him to like a 60, probably 67 by building up some more of the haste. And again, focusing on magical pierce in here and haste are going to be big. So you could take him up, including the attack rating, which is right here, guys. So if you did the attack, it would be 5. If you did both of these nodes, it would be 6 and 7, taking him to a 67 again, because of the damage that he puts out, similar to what we see with Orin, similar to what we see with Criseo. The higher that you build this hero out, the more effective the hero is going to be overall, which means you absolutely want to build him out, and you want to build him out very solid, because if you're using him to do damage, energy disintegration is going to be huge. Now, of course, guys, the final one in here, or the honorable mention that we do not have yet, is the awakened version of Shamira. Now, it seems like with the energy disintegration factor that she brings, a lot of heroes within the Graveborn faction, and I almost think that literally she was built for the synergy that we're going to have in here, guys. Looking at Bayen, looking at Ivan, looking at Oden, looking at, Silas, looking at a lot of heroes in here, I feel like this faction is just going to explode even more than it does right now with the heroes that we have in here. Shamira is going to be coming up very soon, guys. It should be, I think, next Tuesday. The awakened version of Shamira will be coming up. So hopefully you bank your resources and you save those guys, because it's going to be super important to have that hero and have that hero built out. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Just to recap, we have the awakened version of Bayen as our first priority to build out here, followed by the Ivan, super strong in here, followed by Grez coming in at number 3. Then we have Silas coming in at number 4. Again, still seeing a lot of effectiveness in there. And the final one being Oden within this build. And we are still waiting to see the impact of that awakened version of Shamira. So, all right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.